Yep, there we go. Yep, OBS decided to randomly change my microphone settings. So as I was saying, our sponsors are Fundamental RPG. It's a simple D20 system that's not tied to a genre. You can use it to play any style of game that you like, from high fantasy to sci-fi and everything in between. They look like this, and you can pick up your physical copies on Amazon, or you can try out the free quick play guide or pick up a digital version at my coffee shop, which is at the bottom of the screen there. And then, yeah, I'm really excited for this session because we barely survived the last one. And this time we're going to be doing some contract negotiation, potentially. So it's going to be pretty interesting. Before we jump into everything, though, I want to give everybody a chance to say what their character is and a little bit about themselves. So let's start with the top left with Anna.
I don't know how I forget every session that I go first. Hi, I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny, most places on the internet, queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer and podcaster. If any of that sounds interesting, you can find me on Twitter at Archival Dust Bunny. And I play Ileana, the soul sword and alleged thief. You really shouldn't believe the rumors, though. It's all hearsay. Yeah, totally trustworthy gal, just here to make some money, make a living in the Feywild. Nothing much more than that.
All right, awesome. Next, let's hop down to Ian. Tell us a little bit about Marosha and yourself.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Ian. Also, social UABIBOIBIG. Wow. Mixed it up there. And I play Marosha, the half-orc barbarian who apparently also narrowly escaped and just kind of ready to keep it going. I'm just so excited to be here this Tuesday, you guys, honestly.
Awesome. And yeah, I said this in chat, but looks like I'm having some internet issues today occasionally. A little bit of instability. So if the stream does go down, it should be back within a couple minutes. So just keep an eye on that if it goes down. Next, we would normally have Par. He's also having some internet issues, but he's going to try and join in as soon as he can. But he plays Gren, which is a really cool character, and I will let him talk about that when he gets here. Next, let's hop up to M. Tell us a little bit about Ben and yourself.
Yeah, Ben is a human artificer artillerist who has no idea how he got to the Feywild, but he would love to figure out how so he can get back to where he came from. Yeah, no clue what's going on there. And I'm Emily. I'm at Timberdoodle's Twitter. I'm a digital artist, and I complain a lot.
Awesome. Looks like I'm next. I'm Raven. I'm a professional game master and designer. I do tabletop streaming and voice acting and some other stuff as well. Excuse me. Mostly in the tabletop realm. And then I play Othi, who is a halfling paladin. She is an adventurer as her, I guess, day job, and is a therapist on the side. She's a lot of fun and tends to be very positive and encouraging. Yeah, that's me and Othi. Next, we've got Zan. Tell us about your character and yourself.
Yes, I'm Zan. I am a lot of things. I write homebrew. I am a voiceover artist, and I'm hopefully your favorite therapeutic GM. Yeah, and I am playing Varen, who is the more or less the guardian of the Grove of Hungers. Not in the Grove of Hungers, but we're going along and we're being nice. We haven't eaten anything, so we're doing good. We're being useful. We're being kind, and that's how it'll stay. Probably.
Awesome. And then next we've got Andy. Tell us a little bit about yourself and this really cool world, and take it away.
Hey, I'm Andrew Martinez. I am an educator. I am a DM here. I'm a player. I do a lot of TTRPG stuff and other streaming across the internet. Let's see. Well, made the Feywilds. We have a couple of different realms over here. You can see the map behind us, actually. This one was designed by Anna over there, and you can actually get it if you donate to us on the coffee link. Ko-Fi link, whatever the name is, if you want it. It's up there. It's really good, actually.
Their logo's a coffee cup. It's coffee.
Okay.
I put the link in chat.
Excellent. It's wonderful, and we're going to be looking at that for a little bit. I've been staring at it for weeks. But besides that, we are currently in the realm of Ninfendor. After all of our heroes, all of our group showed up and made it to an aid camp over in Ninfendor after they were dealing with a couple of different issues of their own. There was a bigger issue in the morning when you all realized that out of the realm of Ehib, the toxic swamp realm ran by hags and the like, there was a Jabberwock, a huge-sized dragon ridden by a hag themselves as they dropped something into the water that made it change. After dealing with the initial problem, killing the Jabberwock and losing sign of the hag, realizing that the water has started to be even more contaminated and change not just the water itself, but the realm itself and those that live in it. As the group of you have left the aid camp and headed over to the Southern Star, one of the temporary settlements, as all settlements here in Ninfendor are temporary. This is one of the more permanent of the temporary settlements, though. As you approach this area, you can tell that everything here has been set up for a while, but it looks like it could easily be torn down in a moment's notice if it has to have been. Everything looks to be really thick tent material, and you have been led to the Southern Chateau by Tess and the rest of the centaurs that you've been with. Tess then talked to the barkeep, who you now met at this point. Their name is Millie, and are a dwarf in charge of this establishment here. Tess took care of the room for you, and well, able to get a little bit, wasn't able to get an individual thing for each of you. So if you want your own space, you have to figure that one out. But you do have two medium-sized tents outside that you have for the group of you. The way that the Southern Chateau works is as you walk in, there's one very, very large tent, about 2,000 or so square. It's like a ballroom size. It's really, really large. And you can see that right now there are a handful of people in here minding their own business. There looks to be other tent material that is set up to section off different places. There looks to be different types of booths and other longer tables. At one point of the bar or of the inside area, there looks to be a fenced off zone that currently has no tables or chairs in it. It is just kind of like a pen over on one side. And in the center, over on the far side, as across from the entryway where you've entered, is where Millie resides and where the rest of the kitchen and the bar are. Around the outside of the larger tent are several smaller tents that dot along the outside. Those are where the rooms are and where the beds are. You learned at this point that you can rent by the individual tent, you can rent by the individual bed. There's a couple of different ways, a couple of different places that you can stay. There's a lot of different people, things that live here in the Feywilds, so they try to be as accommodating as they can. Again, Tess has gotten you 2 individual tents, so however you want to split those up. And if you want anything else, well, Millie is for you. It's been a long day of travel, as the group of you have gotten a booth, at least. You've stopped by your tent and seen the area. If you wanted to do anything there or drop anything off, you have that potential as well. It's up to you. So you have reign right now of the Southern Chateau as you find yourself, well, around the tents. What are you all up to?
Well, we've all fought together at this point. I think first round is on me.
No, let me, please. I couldn't imagine. You did a lot of heavy lifting back there. It'd be only fair if we want you the first round. You said the barkeep's name was Midley?
Millie.
Okay.
Millie.
Janky headphones. My bad.
No worries.
Excuse me, like try to politely wave them down. Like we're in a tavern setting type thing.
Yeah.
Roche is starting to get comfortable. Millie, if you could please. I'd
Oh.
like to.
Oh, okay. And she walks up and oh, hello. What can I do
yeah.
for you?
Yes, thank you. Marusha looks around the table. Is anyone hungry? Just drinks? What do we want to do?
Definitely hungry.
Starving.
Okay. I have some stew. Tess is already taking care of you, so don't worry. I'll be right back. And
Before you leave,
drink,
Millie,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Go. Yes, go.
Do you serve ale, spirits? What do you have?
Do we serve ale? Do we serve ale? Yes.
That
I'll
is
be
what
back.
he asked, yes.
I'll be back with some ale and stew. Anything else for you?
Do you have
Huh?
any bread or biscuits or anything like that?
Okay. Yes.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Like just like a whole basket or bowl or whatever. Just a lot of them.
Okay.
Yeah, and enough ale to knock out an entire elephant. That would be wonderful.
Just one.
Shot of whiskey.
Okay.
Bring the bottle. I'll pay for it.
No. Tess is taking care of you. You're fine.
No, tell me twice. And he just kind of sits back in his chair.
I bring things. I'll be back. And Millie goes off, and within a few minutes comes back time after time, bringing a tray of stews, and this is beautiful looking stew. There's bits of barley in there, thick, dense broth, little chunks of meats of various sizes. There's bits of carrots and other sorts of leafy vegetables, bits of spices that are floating around in there, and other things. It's very good. Bits of potatoes. All of these things seem to have been intentionally grown here in Nymphador, as the ale itself is also great. It is light, crispy, but gets the job done for sure. It's one of the, imagine kind of the best Pilsner you've had. That's kind of what this ale is like. I suppose.
Ale.
A crispy ale, yes. And Millie also brings over the bottle that was requested as well. And throughout the evening, we'll continue to bring, well, pretty much whatever you want. Brings a basket of freshly baked little bread bowls as well, or bread buns. They're not big, but they are delicious. These were, she says, recently baked in the back kitchen for you. And leaves you with anything that you could ask for. Tess has taken care of you. And Millie is here to also take care of you as well.
Well, before anybody drinks enough to knock out a small elephant, we should probably figure out what our plan is. Are we sticking together?
Marusha's like this. A plan would be smart. Yes. I'll take small sips.
I plan to head for the contract. Mercenaries live and die by them. I don't know if anybody else
Varen
is
goes
interested.
to the Mouse King.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page there. Also, welcome back in, Par. I'm glad the internet is being kind to you, at least for now. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about Grin and yourself real quick, and then we'll jump back in.
Here's me praying that my mic sounds all right.
Sounds great.
Okay, that's step one. Step two is hi, I'm Par. I'm late. I know, didn't see you there, but here I am. Happy to be back. I play Gren, who is a monk cleric multi-class, and I'm sort of just a wanderer through the TTRPG space and hop on streams like this.
Awesome. And then yeah, we made it to the tavern, and now we're talking about what our plan is. So yeah, Othi's on board with the Mouse King. It's like, yeah, that sounds like a good plan to me. After we eat, that's important. Then yeah, let's go do that.
Eat, sleep, head out in the morning. It's been a long day.
Do we know where the Mouse King is? We know which direction we're going in? In character, I'm asking.
Varen knows,
Okay.
roughly.
Well, then you can be our guide.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Sure. That is helpful. Varen is helpful, yes.
Starting to get that impression.
I, for one, trust Varen.
I don't see a reason not to.
I mean, we really
Yeah.
don't have any other choice. He knows where we're going.
Varen does look incredibly confused when Grin says that.
I appreciate Baron.
Marosha's gonna look to Othi and go, "Are we feeding him compliments now? Is this something that we need to do?" Or...
Well, it's good when you're in a new group to find things that you like about the other people in your group, and let them know that you appreciate them. It's like a bonding exercise. I think it's a good idea.
Okay. Varen, I like the way that you ferociously smile at people before you kill them. That's good, right?
Yeah. Good job.
Nice. Nailed it.
Oh, he
It's
just
a
takes like a giant drink from her ale.
I think that's funny because the both of us like turned away and took a drink.
Perfect.
Ben kind of gives Marosha a little bit of a sideways look and raises his shot glass. Here.
Yes. Just to kind of get the conversation pushing past this. Okay.
All right, is there anything else that we want to do or check in on or do tonight before we go to bed?
Just a note that Othi has by the end of the evening consumed enough stew and bread for like 2 or 3 medium-sized creatures, and she's a halfling, so she's just a small creature.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, how's Othi feeling right now? That's a lot of stuff. But maybe Othi. How's Othi feeling? Probably pretty full, I would imagine, at least.
Yes, very full. She's probably still struggling with a few feelings of wanting to be more help to the party, because she was kind of stuck on the ground while everything was happening up in the air during the fight. So it's just trying not to beat herself up about not getting beat up and all the other people almost dying. But aside from that, she's looking forward to getting the contract and figuring out what's going on. So a little tiny bit discouraged, but overall still excited and ready to move forward.
DM, if I could, so
Yeah,
if we're all gonna kind of like put the cap on the night.
I mean, that is completely up to you all.
Oh, okay. Well, Marosha would definitely like to either go up to Millie to speak to them, to ask for one of those tents just for himself.
Okay. Yeah, as you go up and ask for one of these tents, she looks over at you and give me a sec. And she goes over and flips through her notebook. Okay. Yeah. You just one?
Yeah, no, just just one for myself, as private as you can make it.
Okay. Okay. Do you have more money or to test? Which one?
No. How much is it?
5 gold.
Okay, cool. He tosses her 10 gold, then he kind of snags a bottle of whiskey from off the bar, and he goes, "I appreciate it, thank you."
Okay. No, thank you.
Ben.
Yeah.
Ben goes up to the bar and says that I'll have what he's having.
And she pulls out another bottle.
Also 10 gold because that's a good deal.
Okay.
That's seems too good a deal. He's also gonna see if he can find somewhere to get a couple of just basic health potions. That would be nice.
Ooh. Yeah, the shops outside, they sell many things. If you are curious, you can go look. They might be open, they might not be. Up to you. Nighttime or daytime, some are closed, some are open. A lot of stuff.
Well, worth a little gander around, I guess.
Yep. Want to do it now? Sure.
Sure. Just have a quick look.
Yeah.
I guess before you go shopping, Marosha goes.
Mhm.
I'm sorry for interrupting. Marosha goes back to the table. He
No
kind of
worries.
looks at everybody over to see if like there's any other additional business, and if there's not, he's going to excuse himself to that tent. As he walks away, you guys kind of see that he's a little bit shaken from like that whole ordeal. Doesn't have that steel reserve or that jovial joking that he usually has when he's hanging out drinking a couple beers, and then he kind of just exits.
I have a question for you. Is this something that Marosha does periodically?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, Othi might not be that concerned about it then. We'll probably give Marosha a look like you need to talk about it.
No, he's just gonna look at you and go, no, everything's fine this go around.
Yeah, and she sort of gives like a little nod signal, like, okay. So without even, saying anything, just sort of that nonverbal communication. And she's going to go find a nice quiet spot where there isn't anybody around and just write in her journal.
Okay.
Before going to sleep.
Are you staying inside the tent or going to the outside?
Probably outside the tent until she's ready to, like, fall asleep.
Sure. Yeah. And outside, it is perfect. It is cloudless in the sky. You can see that there are just an innumerable number of stars above you. You can see swirls of constellations and nebulae and different colors and patterns, and some are moving and some are brighter than others, and some are dimmer, and some look like they're traveling, and some look like they've never moved ever. As you could certainly find a quiet little spot. There's right outside, just in the back of the lights of the Southern Star, you can find a little part of the hill to perch up on. There's a couple of different bushes, a couple of rocks, a couple of small trees. Wherever you want to be comfortable. There's a couple of different spots out here, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
As people.
I was to say, anywhere near a tree is where Othi's probably going to go.
Sweet. Yeah, you could find a little log that's knocked over next to a tree that is perfect. It's just sitting there. It's got a little overhanging branch that, for somebody that would be a little taller than you, probably would get in the way. But for you, it is actually just great. It makes you concealed from everyone who's looking at you, but still in the line of sight of the light.
Awesome. Yeah, she's going to go hang out there and would be approachable, but is pretty much just doing introvert time.
Cool.
As everyone is getting up and leaving, going to bed, I will scribble out a quick letter using my some of the ink I have. I have a couple bottles of ink set aside from my normal ink. I will use that, and I will go and find a messenger somewhere outside.
Yeah. What kind of messenger are you looking for?
Just one for hire, one that's quick, trustworthy.
Oh, just like somebody in the area.
Would I know if there's a service here? Is there any sort of like coordinated messaging in Nymphador, or?
Go ahead and make a history check for me.
History. Oh, this is something I'm not proficient in. I don't know why I didn't pick this as a proficiency. 7.
You're not quite certain of a proper noun of a thing, right? There's not a distinct male service necessarily. But
I will ask the bartender.
Okay.
He seems knowledgeable.
All right. So we will do that one. As you walk up to Millie. As she eyes you up and down, and do you want the room too?
A room would be nice, yes, but
Okay.
I'm also looking for a messenger, somebody I can trust to carry something quickly.
Okay. Do you want to find your own, or do you want me to do it?
If you could point me in the direction.
Okay. Well, there is somebody I can tell you. Go and make a persuasion check.
Inventor needs a male service.
Well, Inventor might have one.
24, and if I fail that, I will bolster it.
Okay. Well, you don't have to. As she says, yes, he comes to me at he'll be here in a little bit. I will meet him tonight in a few hours. If you want to be there, I can trust. Yep.
Sounds so shady. A couple hours, yes. I will. I'll take one of the tents and I'll wait in there, and then
Okay.
we can see what can be done.
I see you in one of these tents. And she gives you a little map and points at a specific tent and asks you for 15 gold pieces.
I will give 15 gold pieces, and Ileana is now extremely intrigued by what is going on here.
You got a
Very
24.
excited to find
Yep.
out.
Okay. Let's see. Ben, you were looking for a health potion at least.
Yeah, at least one or two.
Mm-hmm. As you also leave the Southern Chateau to go look, go ahead and roll me an investigation check, please.
Oh, that's mean. 15.
Okay. There are a lot of closed places here. It looks like there's a lot of tents that have either been packed up, and there's now a sleeping version of that same tent, or other places that have been closed up in some manner of speaking. There's a few places that are open, though. And as you peruse and walk around, you see that there's one place that has a couple of hanging candles, and you can see that there's a couple of different plant carts that are placed around. And that's your best guess. There's, if out of all the places that are open, there's one place that has plants. And looking through, there looks to be a couple of different types of vials with various liquids in them. As you look inside, you can see that there is a entity that you have never seen before. This thing that you see as a humanoid is made entirely of stone. It is about the height of you. It is made of this intensely marbled kind of grayish rock. As it looks over towards you and gives you a curious look as well, as the two of you just kind of stare at each other. You're face to face with this rock person, for lack of a better term. What's been thinking right now?
Well, he's insatiably curious by default.
Mhm.
But he's not going to be rude and just gawk for too long, so he just would wave and, hi, nice. You're still open?
Yeah, we're still open. Welcome. What can I do for you?
You don't happen to have any, well, health potions, do you?
Health potions. I think I can, kind of looks through a couple of these different vials as he moves a few of them, clinks a couple of them. Yeah. His hands, you can notice as he reaches down to pick it up, these have only 3 fingers on them, if you can call them that. 3 pieces of stone that attach to a semblance of a hand. And that catches Ben's attention. As he grabs a couple of different vials, 2 of them, picks up a third. Okay, yeah, we have these health potions. They can heal things. What kind of injuries are you thinking you might get, though? You're talking like, you hurt, you bleed probably. These will probably help with that.
Well, yeah, generally, just general injuries, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Anything stand out as sus about these potions? Because he does have an herbalism kit. He is not only proficient but has expertise.
Okay.
And
so, are you right now? Is your goal just like to be looking around and thinking? Is anything weird?
Just making sure, could I look at the plants at just? I know he wouldn't be familiar with the plants themselves, but like the way they're arranged and like equipment and preparation and stuff.
Yeah. I like that. Go ahead and make either a perception intelligence or an insight intelligence check.
Okay, let me look here.
I know those aren't the right things, but that's what I want.
And could I add that herbalism kit bonus?
If you were going to be actually testing the liquids,
that
fair. Would be an herbalism kit.
Well, it's the same.
You're using your knowledge about that.
It's the same either way. So I'm just going to use insight.
Fair
Watch.
enough.
That's even meaner. Roll 20, a 13.
Yeah, you're aware of how your plants work, and you are aware that you are in a different place. As far as, are those 2 things so different from each other that this is supposed to look different or is supposed to look the same? A little bit unsure on that one. But as far as does it look similar in many ways, yeah. There's a few things where you're like, maybe I wouldn't set that plant up like that, but the rest of these they don't look wrong necessarily. But there's a few things in here that you're like, maybe that's just weird and for me, and maybe that's actually not correct, right? But you are not from here, and that is a tough line to walk.
Yeah, it's more like the equipment and so on that would be used for brewing and make that kind of thing that he's looking at. Okay,
as far as the equipment, nothing stands out as like, well, I know that is for a very different purpose and it's being used incorrectly here.
Yeah,
nothing stands out like that.
That's what he's looking for.
Mm-hmm. There are things that who knows, and there are things that are good, right? But there's nothing that's bad, not intrinsically.
Actually, something is this rock person. They actually would, in a way, look kind of familiar, but not quite. With the 2 I'm assuming 2 fingers, 1 thumb, made of stone, Warforged.
Yeah,
look like that.
Yeah.
So that piques his curiosity too. But again, trying to be polite, not stare. So, all right. So he kind of glances around and then glances back to the potion, back to the shopkeeper, and You happen to have 2 to spare? 2 or 3?
Yeah, I got these 3 right here.
All right. What's your going rate for those?
What you got?
Oh, he knows this game.
As he just kind of looks at you expectantly. And you kind of get the sense that asking, like, what's the going rate is a kind of a weird. He kind of took that kind of strangely. You notice that part.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Sorry, been wandering for like days.
Well, have a wheel. Welcome to Nintendor. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah, I gathered that. New to me. But
Well,
about
yeah, that's where I find all the stuff for these. So we just go off and kind of like pick up the stuff, mush them up, and smell up. In fact, probably gonna get out of here sooner. So as soon as these are all sold out, we can go get new stuff. So if you want them,
I don't know. You think I think 75 a piece sound good? Gold?
make a persuasion check for me.
Oh, I am so glad. Now watch roll 20 screw me over again. 19 actually.
As he thinks it over, and yeah, okay, all right. As he pushes them all over to you, and you have all 3 of these different files for 75 apiece.
Nice. He does kind of take another glance around the other things in the shop just because he's curious. So he's looking for a second.
Mhm.
And just out of curiosity, and he just points to a potion at random.
Yeah.
That one's new to me. Out of curiosity, what's that one do?
This one, he pulls off the one that you were pointing at. The one that you're pointing at is very, very thin. It reminds you just of a very long test tube with a little stopper at the top. It doesn't have any sort of like container part that most of these potion vials have. Just a long, slender vial. And it's bright blue with kind of this shimmery liquid that is floating inside of it. As he holds it up very delicately. Yeah, this one. He just sniffs the glass itself. Well, this one's going to be able to make a bunch of you pop up, and then they can all act independently and do whatever they want to do. Well, whatever you want them to do, but they're all going to be you, so they're all going to do whatever they want to do, I guess. Yeah. And he very gently puts it back up at the very top.
Interesting. How you open tomorrow early?
Well, if we're not gone, we'll be open.
You know what? I think I might come back and say howdy tomorrow, and if you still got that, well, I might be willing to take it off your hands for some more gold. I'll think about it.
All right, well, I'll think about how much gold I want from you.
All right, well, pleasure doing business.
Absolutely. Great to meet you. And he puts out his big rock claw.
And Ben, his right arm.
Wonderful, yes.
He has no idea what this thing's grip is like, so.
Swaps to the left. Oh, nice. And you could tell, he's going maybe a little bit harder than he would have. He saw that it was made of metal, and he's now kind of seeing what your grip is like too.
It's about the same as he would have with his left, but it's a little more sturdy.
It's a little more sturdy.
Yeah.
Quick, arm wrestle him right now.
Roadhouse.
Later.
Yeah. You have 3 potions.
Yeah, and he actually, the way his gear is set up, it looks like a bandolier down his right shoulder and across the chest of his coat, but they are like he slips the vials into those, so instead of bullets, like they're just for like there's some like vials of what almost looks like this bubbling nuclear green stuff. Now he's got the health potion, so not for bullets. We've got a bandolier for vials.
Excellent.
Yeah, he's gonna head off for that tent now.
Okay. Well, you have your own. So. All right. So we have Ben has his own tent. Marosha's got his own tent.
Can we talk about these tents?
Yeah. What are the rest of you up to?
Gren would like to approach Millie at the bar, and there's something he just cannot be silent about anymore.
Oh?
And he walks over. It's been a day, but the people I'm traveling with, it's truly unfathomable. I've never in my life experienced people who do not appreciate a good tent. I don't mean to become my grandfather, but how is it possible? Do people in this day and age not understand the state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line tent? I spent 8 gold. You know what that gets you? Comfortability, durability. It will last you literally centuries. I'm not understanding. There's something I can't process.
They do not like a good tent?
Yes.
Blasphemous. No. Good tents are perfect. Look at this. And she gestures up to the tent right above you. This place was made on good tent. You
Somebody
cannot.
that understands me.
This is why you rent them out. You pay 8 gold for a tent, you rent them out for 5 apiece, and then every time you get a little bit more profit.
Hey, I might start doing that.
Find the people that like a good tent. You have a good time. Good stuff. Good tent. Do you want the rent one?
I see what you did there. No, but 5 gold for the conversation. I realize I kind of just dumped that on you, and I apologize. That was very rude of me.
No, I appreciated it. Ale?
Yeah, why not?
Yep, and she refills your cup.
Millie is making a killing tonight.
Good dance. And she chooses you.
Varen is going to, after the weird circle of praise earlier, will have, for the first time, kind of seems slightly less towering and terrifying, and seems to kind of be sinking into itself just a little bit. And will is still says things throughout the night, but is slightly less present in the conversation as it normally is. But once people start, I think maybe it's just been like in the corner or something as a spider, just watching people getting uncomfortably close to them, watching them freak out, and whenever they start to move to smash, scurry away. Spider shenanigans, it's what you do. And after overhearing Grin's well-deserved comments, Varen is going to go back into scary goat person and go, yes, Varen too understands a good tent. No one here has good tent. Varen has a very good tent. I do not understand what everyone here is doing with their easy, flimsy tents. This will not protect you in rain. This will not protect you in a thunderstorm. Just angrily muttering as he goes into his little quickly made cave with a little glowing green flame right at the door. The earth molds another cave.
How close to the door?
Oh no, he's got I mean, like in the doorway to his little cave thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right in the doorway.
It's like, nope, this is mine now. My bed. Got some real cat sleeping in front of the door energy.
Oh no. Gren wants to say something to that so bad, but just Varen, you're good, Varen. You're good. You're good.
All right. Othi, how long are you outside for?
Like an hour, maybe two. We'll call it an hour and a half. It's a really nice night. Got this really nice tree to sit under. So yeah, probably like an hour and a half. She's just like doing a sketch of the campsite.
Awesome. That sounds really nice.
Oh.
So for your entire group, Tess got 2 tents. Where are Othi and Gren sleeping? Because everybody else either bought their own tent or made their own tent.
Yeah, I better use those tents.
So there are 2 of them that are just available already. Where are you at?
How early does Grin go to bed?
How early does Gren go to bed?
Yeah.
I don't know, the equivalent of like 10 p.m.
Okay, so Othi probably comes by, sees that one is already occupied, and goes, I'll just go take the empty one, and sleeps in the empty tent.
At least somebody did. You have just gained points with Gren. Gren will also sleep in one of the tents because somebody actually got them for us. It feels wrong to not use it.
Yeah, Othi's just like spread out. All her gear just sort of like all over the place because she can, because nobody else is in there. She's just laying down, just like, wonder where everybody else is sleeping. Huh.
Not as nice as mine, but it'll do.
All right. As you all go to sleep for the night, as the night passes, yeah, Ileana.
Did I get my letters? What did I get myself into?
Yeah. So before actually that happens, because that is in a few hours. So what is Ileana doing to pass the time between then and now?
I will just take a quick walk. At some point, I think I step behind one of the tents and hold my hand out. Another Lunamoth lands in my hand, and I will whisper to it and recount the situation that is unfolding in Infidor, and then send it off on its way. And walk for a little bit longer, and then just wait. I'll sit and read, I think, for a bit until... I didn't expect it to be this involved, but yeah, I guess I'll take this time to read.
Sure. I mean, you staying outside? You're going back into your tent that you have.
I told her I would be in the tent waiting, so I'll go back into the tent and read.
Okay. Sweet. And as you are sitting there, within the next 2 hours or so, it seems to be getting quieter outside around you. As the door to your tent, you hear a soft little, "Hello? Are you inside?"
Yes, I am.
Okay. Come in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Millie enters. Okay, so now we just wait, and he'll be here soon. and then we'll deliver, and he goes off. Where?
Oh, who?
I do not need to know, actually. Do you have a question?
Who exactly are we waiting for?
Ah, well, we are waiting for the delivery person. Are you asking for a name?
I just like to know who I'm doing business with.
Well, you will see soon enough.
Okay.
Okay. And within the next 15 or so minutes, you hear a little rustling underneath the side of your tent. As with your perception, you can actually see exactly what's happening. As from under the tent, you see a small figure, a tiny figure even, as there is a rat that climbs underneath. And you can see that this rat has a backpack on it. And this backpack looks full of stuff. As he clambers underneath the bed, underneath everything, as he goes right up to Millie, and you can tell that he's eyeing you and eyeing Millie, and looks up at her, and Millie looks down at him. Okay, well, if you have a request, he can help you out now, I think. She has a question for you. And Millie backs up as the rat just looks up at you.
Hello. It is a pleasure to meet you.
All right, sure. But what?
I have a letter that needs to be delivered before morning, and I was wondering if you were the person to do that.
Yeah, I could do something like that. Why? You got the coin? You got the what do you got? What you got for me?
I do have coin. How much would something like that cost? And I will kind of hand the letter down.
Yeah, and as you hand the letter, he grabs it for you, without even looking at it, puts it just in the backpack.
Okay. You got anything like sparkly or shiny or cool? What's it worth to you?
Do you normally take coin, or do you look for other things?
I take a lot of things. I take whatever I want. What do you got? I like shiny things. I like pretty things. I like things that'll sell good, be good. You know, coin is fine. If you're gonna pay me, that's fine.
I can pay you coin, or I can offer you this, and I will. I'll dig in my pack and pull out a rather nice ring, a couple of rubies set into it, and I'll hold it down for him to inspect.
Oh. And with both hands, he grabs it, and he starts to chomp on the ruby a little bit.
This is really pretty.
Cool. Make a persuasion check for me, please.
Okay. And I will boast to this if I fail.
Okay.
21 to
All right.
start.
Fair enough. That'll do it. As he.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, cool. That's cool.
And he takes this ring that looks like it is too big to fit, and just it goes right into the backpack, and is gone. As you kind of take another little glance over the stuff that he's wearing around, you can see that there's a lot of little trinkets and things that are dangling off of this backpack. And judging by the size of this ring and the size of the backpack, who knows what else is actually in there. But one of the things that you catch is there's a little insignia that looks to be actually something that you recognize. It looks to be a guard insignia from the city of Mayaea. That's just like dangling off of his side.
Okay,
Are those-
so who's this going to? I didn't look at it.
The Mouse King.
Sorry, the what? Millie? Sorry, one more time.
The Mouse King.
All right.
Is that a problem?
No. I just have to. How urgent is it?
By sunrise would be preferable.
Millie, why? Okay. All right. Okay. You know, you do this to me a lot, right?
She just kind of shrugs. You need the work.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, all right. I'm gonna rearrange my plans and do stuff, but
I do apologize.
that's fine.
If I
No.
wanted to
It's okay. It's okay.
If I wanted to seek your services in the future, how would I find you?
Well, I mean, if you're around here, you can just talk to Millie, and we'll figure that one out. But you know, I'm around here and there. You could just start yelling in the wind, like, "Hey, I need a thing." Maybe I'll hear you, but probably not. I probably won't be around. But if you're around Millie, she'll. I mean, I'm usually around here. I don't know. Where you from? You from around here? If you were, I'd have known you. But
From all over, really.
well, maybe I'll see you all over. Who knows?
Perhaps. Thank
Now,
you.
If you need me, hope for the best, and I'll feel it. I'll feel it in my little bones. See ya.
And he kind of walks off and very quickly also out from underneath the tent.
That was not at all what I expected.
Well, sometimes the best things are a surprise. Who knows? So the Mouse King. Interesting. Really will keep your secret.
I would appreciate that.
Okay. Anything else? Little nightcap?
I think I'm good, but thank you.
Okay. Millie will be finding somebody else inside. And she leaves.
I will finally go to bed.
And it is pretty late right now. But worth it. You got your message sent off, and begrudgingly, your messenger is on their way. As you all drift off back to sleep. Or go to sleep for the first time. And in the morning, you all wake up. And what do you want to do? It is morning time. How do we all wake up? Some of us have been awake longer than others, but you're all here at the Southern Chateau. It is brighter outside than it used to be. Whenever you wake up, stars are, some of them still visible, but many of them are gone right now. It's a little bit brighter in this morning. There's still some clouds in the sky, bright pinks and light blues. It's a nice day though.
I think Othi wakes up a little bit earlier than usual. Heads back to that tree for a little bit. And just kind of enjoys watching like nature wake up. And then we'll head down and order coffee and just an unreasonable amount of breakfast food. And just sort of sit at the table and wait for the rest of the party to show up. Has probably like extra food ready so that everybody has something as soon as they sit down while they figure out what they actually want to order.
Yeah, and Millie's up before you even wake up, already cooking food and making things ready. There's meats, there's carbs, there's different types of sausages, there's bacon, there's biscuits, there's gravies, there's rice, there's different types of fruits and vegetables. There's a lot of stuff here. Nymphador. They can grow a lot of things.
Yeah, Othi's just like, yeah, I need one of those, and 3 of those, and 2 of those, and literally orders multiples of everything that's on the menu.
And yeah, by the time all of you end up getting to this table, it is full of stuff. There's baskets of fruit. There's platters of meats. There's bowls of bread. There's a lot of stuff.
Oh, he just looks at her like, "Hey, everybody, I got breakfast."
Thank you.
Varen says nothing, as Varen is already on its second pancake. Just holding it like a disc.
Varen, how far is it to the Mouse King?
Some distance. It is traversable.
Will we make it today?
DM?
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
Oh no!
Yeah.
That's not so good.
That is not so good. But it's still the best you can get. As far as a specific time, it is tough to say. The Feywild changes. Time is a weird thing here. Sometimes trips to places are very long, and sometimes places are much closer than you anticipate. You feel that with the urgency of the issue, you could probably get there sooner rather than later. It probably won't take staying out on the road, but within the equivalent of being tired, you could probably make it there.
If we leave soon, we should arrive. Soon.
Good. Oh, okay. Arriving would be preferable. Have you been before?
No,
Do you know where it is?
but Varen is very good at not getting lost.
I see.
Varen will ask the trees. Hello, tree. Where is the Mouse King?
Sounds like a good plan. Once we find some trees.
Yes.
There's a really great tree just like right up the hill over there.
Well, it's that way. I know that. The specifics are where things are fuzzy.
I
don't-
trust Varen.
Well, I don't mean to get all sappy on you, but maybe we could ask the tree for some more details.
How would these trees know?
I don't know. I don't talk to trees.
They don't talk to those trees. They are so far away. Trees do not write letters.
Well, then I don't know. But how would asking the tree help then?
We will not ask this tree, we will ask a tree close. A tree near to our goal, or it may have overheard or seen.
Right, so we don't ask the tree that's here. We ask the tree that's close to our goal
Yes.
that we need to go towards.
Yes.
But we
No, it's that way.
okay. Yeah, this is gonna. This is She like just grabs her coffee mug. It's gonna go great, and just chugs a cup of coffee.
DM, from my own knowledge, is Varen pointing in the right direction?
So I do want to point out. real quick that as a Minotaur, I have labyrinthian recall. Always know which direction is north, and I have advantage on survival checks to navigate or track. I don't know what north is in the Feywild, but
It's
North
that
and-
way, apparently.
And Ileana, whether or not this is completely by chance or not, he's not wrong. It is that direction. But at the same time, you know it's not that direction because that's where you came from, and that's not this realm anymore. So pretty much any direction that is away from right there where you came from will be correct. That's the direction you do need to go. if you don't want to go into any other realm, it's that way. So yeah, I mean, he's not wrong, but whether he's correct because he is actually right or correct because he's just right, but he's right for sure. It is that direction, 100%.
I will dig into my breakfast and prepare myself for this long walk.
Wonderful. All right. Is there anything else that we want to do here at the Southern Star before we get going?
Ben does ask, hey, is it normal here? I mean, as much as anything is, if you're like walking and see something in the distance that if it's close, it seems to take way longer than it should to get there, or if something's far away, sometimes it takes way less time to get there than it seems like it should, but sometimes it doesn't.
Marusha kind of finally walks in last, hearing that last little bit of what Ben says, and sits down with the thump, grabs a cup of coffee, and goes, "Yeah, that's directional perception. You see it a lot when you're out on the ocean, and so when you have a goal and you see it, it seems a bit farther away, takes less time to get to, as opposed to not seeing the goal." Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know about that, but I mean, like, what should be a fixed point, and you're keeping track of time and everything, but it's like it's not moving right or something.
It's the same thing. We said the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. Ben takes out a notebook and starts scribbling something and mutters something about time dilation. Closes it and puts it back in his pack.
Very good.
Hope everybody had a good night.
Yeah, it was nice. It was very relaxing. I went and sketched for a little while, and then just went to bed. And I had a whole tent, my big tent, all to myself. Where did everybody sleep?
I had a tent on the farther corner of the camp. It's quiet. It's real nice and quiet.
That's cool.
Aaron made a din. It was cozy.
Nice. Cozy's good.
I had a few errands to run and I didn't want to wake people up, so I got a tent on my own.
Oh, okay.
Gret, did you use one of your fancy tents? Did you pull out of your bag and set it up? And did you feel better about it?
Gren, who's in the middle of stringing together pieces of parchment as like a makeshift notebook, looks up. Oh no, I used the tents that were offered to us.
You use someone else's tent? You, the king of tents, the most fancy and luxurious tents, used someone else's tents. Don't you think that's a little bit blasphemous to the tents that you already own? I mean, they're such fine quality, and not a lot of people understand the inner machinations of a wonderful tent. You use someone else's and not your own?
You know, it seemed that it'd be rather rude to turn down the tent that was offered to us by an ally. So I see no issue with that at all.
Did this ally know your tents are so fancy?
I mean, of course, who could not?
They obviously did not, because they still bought you one. Are we ready to go? Is it time to head off into the...
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Side note part, I'm just messing around, bro.
Hey, you don't got to take it up with me. You got to take it up with Gren.
There it is. All right. And then he stabs me in the back. Ah.
All right. As you all get all your stuff together and start to head out in that direction. As you walk for a while, and Farron, it feels so incredibly slow. as you know that you could just go. You aren't. You're waiting. And it is very monotonous in a lot of ways here. It is pretty similar. In these fields that you're passing, there's rolling hills, there's moving grasses. Every once in a while, you'll pass a patch of different types of colored flowers here and there. There's a couple of different shrubs here and there. But as far as people, as far as things, well, right now, you don't see the Southern Star anymore in front of you. It's tough to really see much of anything other than the grassland itself. Off in the distance, after the next hour or so of walking, you see that there's pretty far away a herd of these large animals, these large things that, whether or not they are fairly close and pretty big or very far away and incredibly big, it's a little bit tough to gauge. You know, they're not in the way you're heading, but there looks to be, at least from your count, about 25, 30 of them that are heading off to the north, towards the river, maybe, towards Umbervale, towards the direction that you are not specifically heading. As you continue to walk, you see that the terrain around you, while it isn't a sharp elevation change, and it is still grassland, the rolling hills seem to start to kind of stack on each other as you start to see more and more of the realm itself, as you start to get a little bit higher up. As Ileana, you're the first one that notices one of the reasons why. As you look off to the distance, you can see, and all of you can see this as you look off over this high ridge, off fairly far away from you, but still within visible distance, is a massive skull off in the valley to the side. And surrounding that skull, grown up on top of it, are different types of plants. You can see that there's swatches of reds and yellows and purples that are all down there in this hilly, kind of both a valley and a peak at the same time. This is no longer a flat terrain that you are used to here in Infandor. And the thing that you catch first, Ileana, is that it's not just the verticality that has changed. It is also the ground itself. It is no longer that you are walking on dirt with plants. You're walking on stone with plants. And that catches you by surprise for a second until you start to become more aware of why that could be. As you look down and underneath the rocks, through the rocks, you can't see through them. You can't chip through them because this thing is alive. As you are realizing that you are standing on top of these things that, assuming from far away could have been hills, is actually a very large thing made of rock that is currently buried underneath the realm of Ninthendor, grown over with plants and grasses and dirt. You find yourself on top of it. We're gonna go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back and see what you do about that in about 15 minutes.
Awesome. We'll be right back. Go grab drink, snacks, whatever you need, and then we'll be back in about 15 minutes. And we're back.
All right. Welcome back. So, we last left off where we all had just left the Southern Star and had traveled for a few hours through the realm of Nymphindor, looking at the grasses and the fields and the wildlife as you started to realize you were elevating, going up and up and up on these hills as you, well, one of you, Ileana, at this point now has realized that the thing that you are actually standing on is made of stone and is a creature in and of itself that has been sitting here buried, having these plants grow on top of it. In the distance, you see a massive lizard-type skull that's still pretty far away, but gettable, doable in the next hour or so, potentially. But Ileana, you know now that you are on top of this thing that whether it's alive or not, it is here, and it is. You can tell where the arms are. You can see that its legs are probably buried pretty deep, but you can figure out that those hills that you've just climbed up actually were fingers, and you've traveled up the easiest route, which just happened to have been its arm. Showing up to the shoulder, you are right about neck, head level of this thing.
I'll kind of hold my hand up to bring everyone to a stop. Just a quick assessment. How quickly could we get off of this thing?
This thing probably, well, is, let's see, the size of this would be pretty big. This one arm alone probably would be about, running all the way down the tip, about 150 feet. So, however long it takes you to move that far, if you're sprinting it.
Okay. I want to use Psychic Whispers, but I can only hit 3. That's not useful.
Since Ileana has signaled for us to stop,
Sure.
would this be doing anything weird with tremor sense?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Like if it wouldn't until like we stopped for like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's a sensation that Varen was necessarily looking for.
Yeah. But yeah, as you pause and you think about for a second why you might have stopped, excuse me, you absolutely feel something is different, for sure, with the tremor sense. You know that this thing is not actually dirt because you stopped to pay attention. You were just walking, following everybody else, and as you actually caught yourself not fully being aware, or at least as aware as you would like to have been in this scenario, where you now realize that there is something underneath you.
Gathering everybody in close. We're on top of some kind of creature. I think we need to move quickly and carefully, try and get off of it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. This brings a whole new meaning to that song I heard back in my about the hills being alive.
With the sound of music. Sorry.
Shh. Gotta be quiet.
Oh,
Let's
sorry.
go.
I just love musical theater.
Yeah, Othi's gonna quickly go whatever direction Ileana points.
Yeah, I think I'm just following suit. If we got to get off this thing, let's get off.
Yeah, there's no sense in us going back the other way and then going around, so we're just going straight ahead, quickest way off of it.
Right. Go ahead and everybody roll me a dexterity check. Acrobatics or athletics if you're trying to run fast. Instead of doing it by round, you're going to see how gracefully you can all scatter on down without being perceived.
Since I'm on a mount, Does that go off of my athletics, or is there something else I need to roll?
Let's see, for Find Steed. Yeah,
we
so
try.
go ahead and roll it with a +2.
Oh, cool. Then I got a 22.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Oh, I rolled a 25? Interesting. So there was a... Yeah, wow. Good job. Good job, Othis Mal. And also Ileana. As Ben and... Well, Marosha, hey. You made it. Congratulations. As you make it all the way down the hill, all of you make it all the way down to the bottom of, well, to the ground, at least. As now you turn around and actually are perceiving what Ileana has tried to say to you in the first place, is that this thing is not actually ground anymore, but is a larger thing. And you actually were just kind of on its shoulders. As you all sprinted all the way down its arm, it starts to move, part of its fingers that were right underneath you. And you can see one of these massive eyes open up on this hillside as parts of ground and rock plants fly away as this thing is just starting to wake up a little bit.
I'm realizing that running is pointless at this point. I'll call out. We're very sorry for disturbing you. We didn't realize you were there. We're just passing through.
Okay. As you yell out, you see that it kind of shakes its head a little bit and it moves its arms a little bit as the ground beneath you shakes even more. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Or just, yeah. Or standard charisma, but either way, perfect.
I can bolster that if needed.
No, you're
27.
As this thing, you can kind of tell that it looks like it's just kind of waking up. You were right in the first sense. The legs are not directly sticking out of it. It is actually kind of buried up to its torso, midway through. As right now, it's pretty much just arms and a head that is sticking out of this thing. As it looks at you, and after shaking off all of this dirt, kind of waking up a little bit, just enough. Okay, you woke me up.
We're very sorry.
Why did you do that?
We didn't mean to. We didn't notice you were there. You were covered in dirt, and we mistook you for a hill.
Oh. Okay. But if this is just another one of those dreams, then I can do dream things still. And you can see, go ahead and roll me an insight check really quick. Anybody who would like to. Because you're all hearing this and seeing this and being aware of this thing.
Definitely gonna jump. Well, no, I'm not gonna jump.
Yeah, Eliana, nice. There's a big creature in front of you, and the fact that this thing could, in theory, just end, gone. That in and of itself is an intimidating concept. But Ileana, you definitely can tell that this thing, talking to it and having the response that it gave and seeing it, it's not trying to be aggressive right now. It actually just kind of was asleep, and you kind of just wake this thing up, and it's tired, and it thinks that maybe it was dreaming, but now it thinks that maybe it's still dreaming, and what's happening? So you can see it trying to process that question in its head right now.
Right. enjoy your dream. We will be getting on with what we were doing. It was a pleasure to meet you. I will start backing up.
Okay. Is this one of those still? Can I? And you can see that it's trying to concentrate on something and think about something, but at the same time is still incredibly tired. As it's dozing off at the same time as it's trying to wake up. Dozing off and waking up as you are all walking away. Unless anybody else is doing something.
Nope. Moving away as quickly and quietly as possible.
As a player, I am incredibly intrigued. As a character, I just want to get away from this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Fair enough.
I'd take a moment to savor it so I can draw it later.
Okay. As yeah, especially with that roll. You all walk slowly away. As this thing does ultimately lay down and at least stop saying coherent words. You can still kind of hear it murmuring and being slightly restless. But it's not doing anything else. As you start to walk away from the scene. And as you feel like you're far enough away to be safe, and that this thing isn't standing up anymore, you turn around, and whether you were aware of their presence or not, in front of you stand 4 small, but large enough to be too big normally. About medium dog-sized rats that are standing there holding spears and looking at you. As you look around, you are closer to that large skull and to the reds and yellow and purple flowers. As right now there are 4 rodents that are looking at you. They're pointing their sticks at you.
Hello.
What do you want?
We wish an audience with the Mouse King.
Who's asking?
Brother Ox.
What? What? Huh?
And you see them all start looking at each other as soon as you say that.
Okay, just a sec.
And they all run up to each other, and you can kind of hear that they're definitely talking, but in a language that is so fast and so incoherent and that it's lost on what the words are. But you know that within a second they communicated all of that to each other and figured out what they were going to do next as they all pop back up.
Okay. Wait here.
And one of them runs off into the grass. As you all wait, what are you doing?
I guess we'll wait here.
Varen has done his part. Varen is not good with words.
Thank you, Varen, for leading us here. The rest of us will handle the words.
And
Wait,
within
so-
a moment, oh yeah,
No.
even as this,
The emissary from Brother Ox will be seen now.
and the mouse or a new mouse comes up and is gone now, and you can tell that this is a distinctly different one. This one is small. It is bright white. It is even wearing a little sash, and it was very, very fast. And it took that information, gave you the director.
Varen, you seem to be far more important than we expected.
Yeah. It's fairly fast too.
Varen is here at the request of Brother Ox. Varen is not important here.
Othi, you handle this one.
Sorry, what?
Just, Varen said he wasn't important. I think that's more so of your wheelhouse.
Oh, well, I mean, you led us here, so that was important. We probably wouldn't have known which direction to start going if it weren't for you. And you seem to be someone of recognition because they're letting us in. So I'd say you seem important. Everyone's important to someone, anyways.
And you're important to us. Look what you did. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
We definitely wouldn't have found this without you. But we probably shouldn't keep the Mouse King waiting.
All right, here we go.
As you all, start to move through the fields, directed by these two of the ones who showed up as the guards themselves, walking you directly towards this massive skull that you've been looking at for a little bit. As you can tell that this thing, as you get closer to it, is huge. It is the size of probably the tavern that you were just at, if not larger than that. And in and around are these flowers, these reds and blues and purples. And some of you looking around are noticing those flowers. But if you look closely, you can tell that in a few of those, there are small mice. There are other rodents. There are creatures that are living and moving and existing around in this area as you get even closer and closer to this massive skull. Walking through these teeth that have been sank into the ground, and you've now become very familiar with things that have been sank into the ground, and this one you are certain is not going to start moving anytime soon. Hopefully. As it looks like it's been here for a long time. This is the Mouse King's domain. As you enter into the maw of this massive skull, you can see that there is a little bunches of shrubs that make up a pathway and make up different amounts of rooms actually in here. There's plants, so there's stuff that has been made up into walls, and there's these buildings and rooms made up of stuff that it just is around. There's parts of buildings, there's parts of armor, there's parts of wagons, there's parts of, well, just about everything if you start really looking for it. This is just made of whatever they can find put together. There's natural stuff, there's anybody made stuff, there's materials here from everything, honestly. As you are led through the pathways and found into the chamber of the Mouse King. As inside you see that there is this pile of really cool looking stuff, big shiny objects and beautiful sculptures and pieces of food that are immaculate. There's a carrot that is about 3.5 feet long that is just sitting out. But you realize that that's not the only thing. There's a lot of these other massive types of vegetables and tubers and plants and things. There's just delicacies everywhere. There are, well, it's a lot of crap, but it's also a lot of treasure. If you really start looking, you could be here for hours and you could still start never finishing that list. As you look around for things and people that are alive, you see that, yeah, there's an even bigger mouse than you've seen before. This one you would estimate is about 80, 90 pounds, probably about 3.5, 4 feet tall, sitting there with this bright white fur, this long streak of brown that goes all the way down to the tail, and this cape that goes all the way behind it with this crown on top and the scepter that it's holding. It has a rapier on the side, and you can see sitting next to it is a nymph that is sitting draped in this fine white gown with these flowers embedded in her hair and this vibrant red that is going all the way through the hair itself that you're seeing. And she looks like the kind of the epitome of summer as those two of them sit down on the floor, and you can see that this mouse is sitting here with this half-eaten cracker in front of it. As you can see, crumbs are around, but none are on the actual mouse itself. The two of them are sitting down, and you can see that the Mouse King propped itself up.
Okay. Welcome to my domain. What can I do for you? The Mouse King. Can I offer you any pleasantries? Would you like a cracker? A carrot, maybe? Cabbage?
Aaron would partake in cabbage.
I like crackers.
Well, we can have that arranged. Now, please.
And you can see that these little mice and rats all come out within a moment's notice and bring you those things as a gift from myself to you. Welcome. And he looks up at the nymph who's next to him, who nods and kind of gives him a thumbs up as he breaks off a piece of cracker, starts to eat it down. As the two of them just look at you. The nymph looks up and says, also, hello. You forgot once again.
Oh, sorry. Let me try one more time. Okay. And let me introduce Verenestra, the goddess of the nymphs and the dryads and all of them in between. Yes? Thank you. Well, welcome in. How are you? We got your letter. So, what are we working with? What's going on?
As the Mouse King just continues to munch on this cracker.
I think Oath.
But he's very aware. You can tell that his ears are actively looking around. If you were looking at him, he is not, by the way, distracted by this cracker. He is enjoying it, but very much aware of what's happening.
Okay. I think Oathie leans over to Marosha and sort of gently slaps him on the arm we get to meet a goddess. This is so cool.
I know. That's why I haven't said anything. I don't want to mess it up.
Did you see that skull back there?
I did. The thing was huge.
Yeah, and she's just geeking out over how cool everything is.
No. Also, DM above table. I'm getting really huge Great Mouse Detective vibes. Radigan's lair. I love it. I think it's amazing.
Same.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. No, it's awesome.
We appreciate your hospitality. We've come from the border between Nymphindor and Ahib, and things are not good. The toxins are spreading there. We witnessed a hag riding a Jabberwock drop something into the lake that has formed there, and it's corrupting the water. It's corrupting creatures that live there, and those creatures are assaulting Nymphindor, and from what we could tell, Gefelden as well. We wanted to bring this information to the proper authorities and offer our services.
And you can see that as you're telling this, the Mouse King, his ears perked up. He's stopped eating his cracker, and he's now been kind of exchanging looks with Verenestra as she speaks up. All right, tell me, when did this happen?
It was yesterday morning, right?
Yeah, not but a day ago. Yeah.
As the Mouse King responds,
We will accept. We will pay for whatever it is that you're requiring. Yeah, yeah. No. Of course we will.
yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this one. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, of course. We need to solve this problem. They were changing the things.
And you could tell that the Mouse King is like not chill with this at all.
Yeah, we could give you a contract for sure. You're gonna find a primal court, and you're gonna get paid to do this thing. Absolutely. We need to figure out what's going on. Yeah? Yeah.
And he's agreed to this thing for sure, but he's also looking to you for approval and to Veronestra kind of for approval on doing this thing. But he's into it for sure.
Othi's just like nodding, not wanting to be the one to like speak up because she doesn't feel comfortable talking for everyone in this setting. But she's like nodding and giving thumbs up and looking to everybody like this is good, right? It's good. Yeah.
I guess before we answer, I think Marissa kind of wants to like shuffle to the side to Ileana, being that she's the voice, and kind of look to her and go, "Can we have a quick aside about this for 1 second, please?"
Sure. Just a moment, Your Majesties.
Sorry, just
Okay.
Yeah.
Go take your time, and we're gonna sit over here. We'll be over here when you need us. We'll be fine. We'll see you in a little bit.
beautiful. And then just kind of like,
yeah, you're escorted over to the far side. If you want your own room, they can give you one of those as well. Now, all of these rooms are not walls specifically; they are just made of stuff. So you could be over there, or you could be around a wall. It's up to you.
they just want to get out of the main line of sight of the Mouse King and the nymph. Just a kind of a quick chat here. Hey, so we got an open contract. What is our aim in this? I mean, I have an idea, but it's not just me here.
What's your idea?
10,000 gold.
Sure, we could ask for that.
That's why I wanted to like step aside, because I don't mind. I'm boisterous enough. I'll just yell it. But if there's anything else, not I guess additional, but I guess outside of the coin realm, morality, position, favor. I mean, we are a team.
Is there something you're looking for specifically?
Yes, 10,000 gold.
Okay. I'm assuming most of that will be paid upon completion. Was there any of it that you wanted up front?
Yeah, 2,000, because we got that Jabberwock. Ileana, I do apologize. So I'm a merchant pirate. Okay, I float from town to town and do my thing. I drink a lot. You've seen that, and I eat a lot, and I have a good time. Although a lot of my coin comes from fighting, it'd be nice to have a come up to take me to my next area. But again, if we're here for something bigger, I'm also for that too. That's why I wanted to talk to everybody beforehand. But if that's not the aim, fine. We have our merit. 10,000 gold.
I think some of us are here for gold. Some are here for helping the realms, and some are here for the fun of it, I think.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm definitely here for the fun of it. And if it means helping someone else, I'm also for that too. But again, I'm no sucker.
I will see what I can do with the negotiations.
Sweet. I just wanted to know where we all land. That's all. You're doing great, sweetie. It's wonderful. And he kind of just shuffles off.
As he shuffles off, Ileana closes her eyes and lets out a breath for a moment, and then walks back over as well.
That tracks.
Could Gren have hung back from this group talk and approached the Mouse King?
Sure, absolutely. As you walk up to the two of them that are sitting there, as they just look at you, and the Mouse King piped up first. And,
Hey, what's up?
Me lord, me lady. I don't know if that's still particularly
Right.
appropriate.
And he kind of looks up for approval of doing a bow, and just shrugs and kind of gives it to him.
Wonderful. It's been a long time, actually. What can I do for you?
I am here with, of course, a group of compatriots that I've recently broke bread with, in a sense, I suppose.
Okay.
But I did want to come over here and tell you that I'm petitioning for something else aside from, any monetary reward or simple favor. I just want to petition for an introduction to the Queen of Cats, if you are able.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. We could definitely do that. Do you know where you're going yet? Do you want this on the way, or do you want this upon completion, or what?
I will take it upon completion, because I believe where we're heading next is straight to the heart of the matter, which is Ihib.
Oh.
Right?
Ugh.
Am I wrong?
No, thank you.
And he starts to just chew on more of the cracker.
Yeah, if you could accomplish this, I could set up a meeting, and we can have that kind of that thing. I guess. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much for your time, my lord, my lady. I won't take any more of it, and I will step back and why.
Well, it was wonderful to see you. As you get waved off by Baronestra, and head back over to the group.
Wait, does she know who I am?
You can make an insight check and find out if you're curious whether or not she was just waving at you to wave at you, or waving at you because she recognized you.
I'll inside check for the hell of it. Why not?
It is kind of still a little bit tough to tell, but you're pretty sure that, judging by just knowing kind of a little bit about who she is, that's not out of the ordinary. Anybody leaving the room, it was wonderful to meet you. Thank you so much for being here. It's kind of not an uncommon response, but it's also not impossible that she could have met you before. But you're pretty sure in this sense, it didn't mean anything in particular other than bye.
A little bit of incognito still.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so Othi was not going off to the side with Ileana and Marosha, so she's just sort of watching Gren do his thing, and then as Gren starts to walk off, she just sort of like holds up her hand towards the Mouse King, and what was the nymph's name?
The nymph was Veronestra, the
Veronestra.
goddess of nymphs and dryads, and part of the summer court.
Yeah, so she just sort of holds up her hand like, could I talk to you as well?
Are you trying to get just the Mouse King by himself, or are you trying to get both of them?
Either and or both.
Yeah, they both see you. And, yeah, come on up.
Hey, so I don't know what everybody else is gonna ask for with this thing, but I've heard that there's these hammers that I heard it from a dwarven friend of mine. these hammers that you can throw it, and then it will come back to you. So like if that's something that you could get for me, like I would really like one of those.
Oh, yeah, we could definitely make that happen. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And Othi tries to be discreet, but doesn't really do a great job of it. Just does like this little like yes kind of gesture. She's like, oh, thank you very much. I've always wanted one of those. I don't have a lot of needs or wants really, but that would sure be helpful because I have to go searching for my light hammer after every fight, and it is a hassle.
Well, we have access to some of the best spellcasters and mages. We could definitely make one of those for you if you want. Or just find one that already works, or attune it to you, whatever you want.
Oh yeah, any of those would be wonderful. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what's going on, we might, you might need it. So anything we do,
Awesome. Yeah. And Othi does this very awkward sort of bow, especially because she's in like full plate, so it's awkward to begin with, and then somehow she makes it even more awkward. And there's sort of like shuffles back, without like turning away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll step back up. I believe 10,000 gold is our asking price, 2,000 in advance for supplies. To make sure we're properly outfitted before heading towards, you mentioned the Primal Court. We had suspicions of that as well.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what the note said. But
and one diamond.
Oh, and one. Do we have one diamond? Yeah, we probably. Find me one diamond, please.
And he yells that out, and you can see that there's a few different mice that just run off. And within less than a minute, they come back, and one of them has a little diamond.
Nah, perfect.
He picks it up.
Okay. Well, that's that. We have that for sure. You want the 10,000.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check real quick. Just in general.
Cool.
And do this with advantage. I'll give you that one. Everyone's helping you out on this one.
Okay.
Puffing out my chest,
I will
looking mighty.
bolster that if needed.
Ooh. It wouldn't hurt.
There we go.
Yeah.
23.
See? That didn't hurt. 23. Okay, cool. Yeah. Pretty much at this point, anything that you would have asked for, the Mouse King agrees to it. As he yells off a couple of more orders, and anything that he can procure for you right now, he's going to send people off to go find it. Send anybody that's around is now going and running, and you can see that they're coming back one by one, collecting different pieces of gold and different pieces of coins as they are trying to build up this pile that exists to be 2,000 gold pieces for you before you will leave. They don't have it ready yet. They didn't expect this, but the order has been given, and they know it's around here somewhere, so off they go. It takes a little bit of time, but within an hour, less than, they've found out that they actually do have all of these things. A few things they do not have right now are these returnable hammers. Those have been ordered, though, at least. They know that they want to make them. So those will be upon completion as well as anything else. But they did come up eventually with those 2,000 gold pieces. In that hour, is there anything that anybody want to do?
I have.
Has there?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to ask, has there been an offer for us to stay, or are we camping tonight?
There hasn't been an offer specifically, but there wasn't a question specifically asked for that. Whether or not you were off quickly or not, they are unsure.
We should probably camp. Privacy. Mice are everywhere. They probably have ears. Maybe if you want to have a conversation for next steps.
Oh, yes, Varen had a task. And Varen will scurry away, having just been lost and seeing everyone else interact with the fancy person. It will quickly go, yes, Brother Ox says he is sending people to help, to investigate. Goodbye.
Oh, wait.
Are you actually going off?
Yeah, that was the message.
Okay. As you just hear him yell for you to wait.
Oh, I mean, if he yells to wait, I'll stop.
He was yelling to wait. Yeah.
Okay, then yeah.
Wait. What kind of people? What kind of help?
Varen.
Oh, wait. Is that?
It is Varen.
Oh. Wait.
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Whew. Okay. Cool. You look like you're gonna be a lot of help. So you're part of this thing, and what do you want the gold? You're just here to help? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Varen is helpful. Brother Ox says if you need aid, he can provide if he has it available. That he is an ally. That is why he has sent Varen.
I love that guy. He's such a good guy. Well, we appreciate you. I appreciate your help. But let me know if you need anything, and we'll set it up, and we'll take care of it for you. But besides that, thank you. And you can tell Brother Ox next time you see him that I appreciate him.
Goodbye, mighty one.
Bye. Help from Brother Ox.
Ben does kind of hang back and very kind of hesitantly approach Theranestra and the Mouse King. I don't know if this is a big ask or not. I understand that recently people are just kind of, appearing here from different places, disappearing here to different places, that kind of thing. That correct?
Well, I mean, yeah, you could just bamf wherever you want to go, really, if you're good enough at bamfing places. We do it all the time.
Why? What's up?
Well, I kind of got bamfed here. Only I wasn't planning on getting bamfed here, and I would very much, if there's a way to get back where I came from.
I mean, yeah, we could just ban it. I could just send you off.
Just like that.
I mean, if you're not gonna fight it, then yeah, I could just, and then you'll just go off to where you belong. And if you're really not from here, you'll exist there. And as long as it works, and you're there, you're where you belong. If you want, I can just get rid of you.
Does that sound sus? Out of character at all?
Out of character? I mean, to you as a human person, you know what spells are.
Well, yeah.
To Ben,
would it sound sus?
Ben can make an insight check.
Oh, God. 17.
Ben's been around technology before, and he's been around magic before a little bit, and has infused those things together. Maybe a little bit's underselling it. How much magic has really been around, honestly?
really in he can cram knowledge. I will say I gave myself a crash course. Eberron's cosmology is really weird.
Yes.
And I don't know how difficult it would be to plane shift back to where he came from.
Okay.
Also, yeah, there is some pretty gnarly stuff going on. I mean, it seems like there's kind of a lot of stuff messed up here too. So assuming,
Yeah, I mean, with the 17 especially, you have been around magic a little bit, at least. You've been around technology for sure, and you've seen what happens when you mix these two things together. And inevitably, in your travels and in your history, you've seen probably things from other realms, from other planes of existence, and maybe they've been trapped, and maybe they've been transported back, and maybe they've been taken care of in that way, and you haven't seen them again, and they haven't been a problem because they weren't there anymore. They were gone. And putting those two things together, now you're realizing that actually, in this instance, it's you who would be the thing in the container, who would be the oddity here, who would be the thing that needs to be sent back home because they are not the thing that exists in this realm. You know it can happen. You know that maybe it's magic, maybe it's science, maybe it's whatever it is, but you know, you've seen things. If they see things go, you've seen Stranger Things also.
oh yeah, so
You know,
he's kind of staring like, seriously, you could just do that right now.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really done much today. We've just been kind of hanging out.
He kind of hesitates though, because that whole thing at the aid camp was really bad. All right, you know what? Maybe, shit. He kind of mutters under his breath. Throw that in as payment when we finish the job.
Okay, we could definitely do that.
Great. Thank you kindly. That'd be wonderful.
Okay. Well, I will make sure to save that one for you when the time comes then.
Awesome. Thank you again. Very, very kind of you for your hospitality.
Well,
Also, amazing collection and very genuine. Like he the whole time he has been there, he has almost a kind of Mouse King thing going on where he's been listening, but also like looking around at all of the stuff. But he turns to join.
Wonderful. Yeah, I mean, it's only been I started building it a little while ago, but you a collector too?
Yeah, certain things. It's very impressive though.
I like it.
But then he does go and join the rest.
and as you walk away, you turn around and you can see that Veronestra is kind of giving the Mouse King some ear scratches, and his leg is kind of going off a little bit.
If I could, Marissa wants to walk up to the Mouse King. Everybody else has done like this very like proper, like approachable like thing. Marissa being a little bit rough around the edges, he kind of just walks up after Ben leaves, and he goes directly to Veronestra. Like he acknowledges the Mouse King out of respect of his position, but he is focused on her. And he goes and he goes, I did hear earlier when you were speaking to my friend Othi that you have, people with magical abilities, they can, create things, attune things with magic. Do you have someone who can unlock memories?
Yeah, we could absolutely. Well, probably. I suppose it would depend on why the memory is locked in the first place, but we could probably figure something out either way. Maybe some trial and error. Maybe we'll figure it out on the first try. Maybe not. Either way, we can. If there's an issue, we can work on it.
Yes, if you could maybe find someone within your troop who is very skilled in something along those lines with magic, it would be beneficial to me, and I would consider it a personal favor.
Well, if you were to succeed on this mission and bring back information, or even better yet, stop the whatever is going on, I will consider that a personal favor as well. So we can show each other one later. Awesome.
Thank you. He just turns and walks away.
Okay. All right. We'll add that to the contract as well.
While Marosha was talking, is lean over towards probably Othi. I'm feeling a bit restless. I'm gonna take a walk. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll wander off. I'll go explore for a few minutes.
As Ileana goes off and goes to explore a little bit, the rest of you are sitting in the Mouse King's lair still. If you still want to talk to him individually, at least with Vernesta right there, they're both there. If you want to head out, feel free. Either way, it's up to you.
I think Varen will head out.
Yeah, I think Othi will start exploring, and sort of making little sketches of different things that she sees, and kind of like a kid in a candy store at the moment, just, oh, this looks so cool. At everything, because it's so unlike what she's used to.
Honestly, Ben is borderline the exact same thing, and he kind of glances at Othi and goes, not me, but I actually do know a couple people. Don't know how they did it, but they managed to infuse one of them a dagger and the other one a hammer, so it'd come back after they threw it.
Oh, cool. That's actually what I asked them for. It was something like that. So, well, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was standing a few. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop. I was just.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was kind of the sort of the hyper focused on.
He heard that little yes and was.
Yeah, I was kind of hyper focused on what was going on. I didn't even see who else was in the room. I was fangirling, I guess, a little bit. Like, I've never met a goddess before. That was really cool. So yeah, I was unaware of anything else going on in the room. Sorry.
Ben goes, it was really cool, but he's thinking about the hammer.
So you asked for a way to get back to where you came from?
Yeah. It's complicated. Apparently it's really difficult to get there or back, or at least it should be, usually, but I just kind of wound up here.
Yeah, I've read a little bit about like planeswalkers. It's a pretty rare thing. And it sounds fascinating though, like being able to go to like whole different, not just like a different world, but like a different dimension or something like that. I think that would be really neat. You know, assuming you could get back home at the end of it.
Yeah, that's the real kicker right there, isn't it?
What's the food like where you're from?
Oh, I mean, actually not too horribly different from what it is here.
And Othi
I mean-
looks just the tiniest bit disappointed at that answer, but she's like, oh, that's cool.
He does start saying, I mean, there are a lot of places where you can get it a lot faster, but it's usually not as good.
That makes sense, I think. Sacrificing quality for speed and vice versa.
Still would be nice to have a transportation network like a lightning rail or something. That'd be nice.
A lightning rail? Like you just send lightning along a rail for some reason?
Well, 2 rails, and there's a train on it.
Train.
Kind of like a metal box with windows and a bunch of seats inside. People
That
sit in
sounds
them.
like a bad idea with lightning.
No, the lightning doesn't get inside. It sends the train down the rails real fast.
Huh. That sounds like fun. Assuming you don't get, all electrocuted.
Oh no, of course you don't. But you go a long way in a real short period of time.
That sounds neat.
Beats walking, and he kind of mutters under his breath, "Getting stalked by a displacer beast."
Yeah. I mean, walking's nice too. You get to see a lot of little things that, maybe you wouldn't notice if you were riding on a horse or a carriage or something like that. It has its perks.
Yeah, but options are nice.
I suppose so. I know he's just sort of like, doing the small talk thing, but then, like in between saying things, is looking around just wide-eyed at various things and pointing like, did you see that flower? Holy crap!
In fairness, Ben is doing the same thing, only it's stuff like any kind of like clockwork part or a weapon or oh my god, what have we done?
So effectively, Ben and Othi are having 2 conversations at the same time in true neurodivergent style.
Yeah, pretty much.
Love it.
Very good. As you all either head back outside directly or into the mouth of this massive skull, which all of this is still kind of inside and hidden in the back of, or in the behind of, or maybe you was underground. You weren't really sure where exactly you were. You entered into a skull and then it became all of this stuff. But where that stuff was specifically, well, you're in the teeth now as you're hanging out waiting for everybody else. As Ileana, what are you up to?
I am poking around, just looking at the shiny, valuable stuff laying around. Just heading a little deeper, seeing if there's any place I can find that's quiet without a ton of mice around.
And yeah, I mean, you can pretty easily find a spot. There's a place where you know that there's no mice, but every once in a while there's one that runs past. There's nobody that's sitting here like actively, but it's still a pathway. But as far as if there's no guards around, you checked around some corners, and this is probably one of the better places you could find.
Okay, I'll take it then.
Now you could keep going into a more secluded area, but it's up to you.
I mean, if I could find a place where it doesn't seem like there's a lot of traffic.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Yeah, absolutely. Oof. I mean, I'll bolster it, but I don't know if that's going to do anything to a 5. It's a 10 total.
The 10
Cool.
total. And yeah, after searching a little bit more, it takes you longer than you would have liked to find an area that still isn't perfect. But with all of these twists and turns and all of this stuff that's built up into these walls, and you're pretty sure you've remembered the way all the way back, but you've taken a lot of different pathways, and as far as you've seen, there hasn't been a single carrier in a little bit, unlike the other place where there was one pretty frequently. Right now you haven't seen one in a little bit. You are still down a corridor. You're not in a secluded room necessarily, but the traffic is low.
I'll just gonna hang out here for a bit, bide some time.
Okay. Cool. And yeah, as you sit there and wait and bide some time, you bide a little bit of time. How much time do you want to wait? Five minutes go by before you see anything else. You've waited a little bit. You're waiting for something. That hasn't happened yet. If you're waiting for nothing, that's been what you've been seeing. You're pretty far away.
I am waiting. I'd sent you a message about a psychic whisper.
Oh. That would be helpful for me to know. Okay. Well, then, in that case, as you wait for a few minutes, again, a little bit longer than you were thinking you might, there is a person who comes into your view as after everyone has left and moved on. Following your path is Veronestra. As she walks up and leans on the side wall. All right. You have my attention for sure. What's up?
You don't recognize me?
Maybe not with this face on, but we did get your letter, and you are the one that's here now, so I can make some assumptions. But if you want to do the thing, let's do the.
Name of the guard who would escort you to the meadow.
False. It's you. There was no guard. It was always you in disguise.
I will step forward and hug her then.
And she embraces you.
And as I step back, I will drop Ileana. And instead, standing there, I have kind of whitish gray skin, white eyes with silver pupils, thick, wavy silver hair, kind of most of the way down my back, dark lips. My armor is very fitted in black with gold accents and the crest of the summer court inlaid in gold on my chest.
This honestly is a little bit more comforting. That new face, it's really good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just not used to it.
Gets the job done. That's what matters.
Well, it's it works. It really does fit for this whole thing you got going on here. And
They're going to cost me a fortune.
honestly, they probably will. You promised that you'd do the whole bill fitting, and they've asked for not nothing. But don't worry. If this is all as important as you say it is, then it'll be worth it. Because, well, Mama's not gonna like this. That's the honest. Oh boy. Have you told her yet?
I sent some messages.
Okay.
I haven't heard back.
I have a bad feeling about this, actually.
I do too.
You've been there. What did you see? Did you anything else you didn't want to say in front of anybody?
It's bad, whatever this is.
No, I don't like that. She starts dying in front of you because she's choking on liquid. Okay, but they really started changing everything and contaminating things, and okay. If you're on it, yeah.
I think we need to send some of the guard to Nymphador, Gefelden, help them with these new creatures that are coming out of the lake.
Okay. Well, I'll take care of that. We'll make sure that there's the backup that they need. I don't know. I'll ask Dad. But we'll send some folks over here. We'll take care of some things, and we'll protect as many people as we can. I wish we didn't have to deal with this after we just got back to.
How have you been? I haven't seen you in 2 months.
It's only been that. I've been pretty good. Busy, I suppose. But, you're the one that's been gone, so you can't really blame me for this one. It's good to see you, though.
I've been just sleeping in tunnels. Speaking of which, and I will pull the
atrocious.
I'll pull the locket off. I need you to bring this to Mother. She's waiting on it.
Okay. What exactly is this one?
I'm not sure, but it is extremely powerful.
Okay.
I was in one of the deepest vaults in the Winter Court, so it's valuable at least.
All right. Okay. Well, and you don't want to bring it to her yourself?
I don't know how long I'm going to be gone.
Is it something they're looking for?
Yes, very much so. Would you rather I keep it?
It is up to you. It's your. I don't know what this is. I don't know the importance. I don't know who is looking for this or why. But if it needs to get to Mom faster than you are going to be able to, I can take care of it. But if it's going to be dangerous, I need to be aware of that.
Maybe it is better if I keep it. I'm guessing for something like that, they would send a Dumbril.
Well, they don't know where it is. I'm assuming. Unless they don't know where it is, right?
No, they'll be looking for the sellsword who stole it.
And that's what that's that one? You're
Yes.
still walking around as
I am.
It's not
for
my-
this
okay.
reason.
Okay.
If I
okay.
head south, they'll be looking for it in the south.
Fair. Again, I'm not here to tell you how to do. You're very good at what you do, actually. Thank you for taking care of this. But what do you feel is best about this?
If you are willing to cut your trip short and head home, that would be best. If not, that's okay. I can take it.
If it's important enough to do it, yes, of course. Is it?
It is. I don't know why Mother wanted it, but it could help with this. She'll know more than I do.
Okay.
I never have the full story.
Then I'll bring it back as soon as I can. And we will be ready for anything, I suppose. Unless you would like that to be part of your contract, where you bring it back and swing by, but I know that's a little bit more out of the way, and you have things to do. Never mind. Either way, we'll take care of it.
Be careful. Don't let anybody see it. Don't tell anybody you have it. As I said, they'll probably send a Dumbrel after at night. You won't see him coming.
Well, it's not you, and he's not me. As far as I can tell, no one else is here. So. I got you. You got me? Yeah?
Of course.
Okay.
Take care.
You too. It's good to see you.
I'll be home as soon as I can.
Well,
Well,
if you're leaving me with
my
a problem as
sister
big as
another
this, yeah, she's letting you back as she's saying this. If you're leaving me with a problem as big as this, I better see you as soon as you can be home.
well, the party I have, they're skilled. I've seen them in combat. They're skilled, and they have a contract now, which they have a contract, and they feel like they're helping the realm. So that usually makes people go further in their sacrifices. I think we'll be successful in this.
Well, I'm glad that you have it all figured out, as you tend to. I'm glad you were successful, and I'm glad you are taking charge of this one. If anything changes, I'll let you know, or Mom will, or somebody will, or something. But we'll take care of this. And she slides it. And as far as you can tell, even with your perception, it's gone.
I will give her another quick hug, and as I pull back from it, I look like Ileana again. Right, so take care. Be careful. I'll see you soon.
I mean, it's
Be
not
used to this
bad.
by
It's
now.
not bad. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong. No, it's just not you. You know what?
Would you rather I turn into one of your suitors?
Well, at least that you would be unique, I think is the word they use a lot. But no, of course not. You know how they bore me. I'm glad you're having fun and doing good.
I'm trying.
I'm glad.
I'll bump her shoulder as I walk past, and I'll go to catch up with my party.
Yeah. I'll see you later. You can hear, she doesn't look back. She just says it out as she's walking away from you as it reverberates down this hallway of stuff. As you meet back up with everybody else. As it's been a little bit of time, about 20, 30 minutes for everybody, of a little bit of waiting, sitting, waiting for everybody else to come back, looking at the flowers and the mice around you, the rodents around you. You can tell, looking around, that there's a lot of different types of creatures that are around. They're all rodents, but looking more closely, they are all different types of rodents of various shapes and sizes and makes and models and colors of fur and all of these different things. They're running around in and out of these red plants and yellow plants. And Ileana, as you're moving away back to the group, one of them comes up to you and taps you on the back of your leg as you hear a little voice go,
One more thing, actually. We have this for you from Verenestra, the goddess.
and he holds up a little package, little pouch. As you pick it up and you look inside of it, it has a couple of dried leaves. It has a little note attached to it as well that you pick up. And as you open it up, you see, whoops, forgot to give these to you. I'm sure they'll come in handy. Signed, V. And you look inside the pouch, and there's a couple of dried leaves. There's a couple of dried tubers. There's a couple of dried different types of plants that are in here. And you look at the list a little bit more, and she gives you a little bit of description of what exactly these things kind of do. Some of them help with becoming a little bit more aware of your surroundings. Some help specifically with unlocking picks and locks and things like that. Some specifically help with charming and making others fall into your persuasion. There's a couple of different things that they do, which I'll send you the details of later. But there's a little list. There's about 3 or 4 different things in there that she has now given you a couple of doses of.
Awesome. Vera always comes through. I'll look down at the mouse. Thank you. Tell her I said thank you.
Will do. Thank you so much.
And he gives you a long bow as his nose almost touches the ground as he scurries off.
I will tuck those away and head for the party.
I think in the small moments of boredom and being aggressively magnanimous, Varen has made a full handful of moonberries and is using the good berry spell, of course, and is, yes, Varen is helpful, Varen feeds, yes, Varen brings sustenance for the masses. Just slowly passing them out.
Oh yeah, as many as you're making, if you're just giving them to anybody who's passing by, everybody's ready for a good berry. Everybody's ready for a good berry. The guards are leaving their posts. They're seeing fresh goodberries out here, and just by looking around everybody, you can tell that these are. While there's guards and there's people that are like in charge of protection or things like that, you can also, just by looking around, you know that everything here either was found or stolen. They don't make anything here. These are a bunch of thieves, and there's a bunch of guards around. They're good. They're here for the realm. They're here for, everything's going to be nice and when we're done with it, but they are thieves by nature. And everything about this area screams, we have stolen all of this stuff, actually, and we'll protect it, but we're very good about that part. But they're very into also eating whatever they can find. And as you're giving out free good berries, everybody's lining up.
I'll burn through 2. I'll use it twice.
Yep. You have made a lot of friends by giving out a lot of good berries.
If she would agree to it by this point, Ben has probably engaged Othi in a game of slug bug, only instead of cars, it's different types of rodent. So like hamster, guinea pig.
Oh, there's a few of those too. There's larger rodents, there's smaller rodents, and there's some that are just like, you can't quite identify. You can't be like, oh, that's this type. There's some that are kind of baffling to you.
There's probably somewhere Othi is like oh, such and such, and Ben is just like, what the fuck is that?
You know, such and such.
Well,
Yeah.
Othi punches him in the arm.
Yep, and Othi's very strong and in full plate. And Ben, does Ben have the metal arm thing going on?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, he's got prosthetic limb in his inventory.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm imagining a lot of just loud clangs back and forth, just echoing through the fields.
In the
it's,
background.
It's metal and leather. It's metal with like leather between the joints. So
Perfect. Yep. Just hearing like, got one. Dong.
just guinea pig just clang.
It's very, very red wall over here.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
As all of you gather up at the front of the skull, behind you again is the domain of the Mouse King, and you know this whole area technically is the area he resides over here in Infandor. As you all gather up and get ready to stay here for the night if you would like to, or travel off if you would like to. Either way, we'll come back to that one. Make that decision next time.
Perfect. That was a lot of fun. We're going to go on a raid here very shortly, but before we do, I want to give everyone a chance to say what their favorite part was, where we can find them next, and anything they'd like to share or plug. We'll go reverse order from how we started the show, so we'll start with Andy.
Hey, I'm Andy. And oh man, my favorite part. There's a lot of really fun things that happen in this one, I think that looking through the Ben's reaction to the rock person, I think was really fun. Figuring out how he was going to deal with this like kind of new air, but also different entity. Also thinking about how am I going to get home, and is that really actually possible so soon? Right, those different things with Ben, I think was really, really fun. As far as where you can find me next, we have this next Tuesday. Maybe we'll talk about that later. Actually, maybe not. But in some Tuesdays, we'll have this show. Maybe in 2 of them from now, though. On Saturday, though, there's going to be an Urban Shadows game. I think we're doing our finale this Saturday. I think it's the finale. Maybe we have 1 more. Maybe we have 2 more. We've changed the schedule a little bit. I'm pretty sure technically this is the scheduled finale, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. 1 or 2, who knows? Right now we're up in the swamp. There's a big demon who has taken over my swamp boy. My swamp boy ate a big demon, and now my boy's a big swamp demon.
Oh no!
I don't like that. Anyway, I'll find out what happens on Saturday. Who knows? Besides that, you can find me as long as Twitter's alive at Martinez Tweets. You can find me on Twitch sometimes when I'm able to do gaming again at Martinez Streams, and that's me.
That is really that show on Saturday is really cool, and it happens to air immediately after Animus, so it's really good timing there. You should definitely go check it out if you haven't already. It's a fun group over there. Next we've got Zan. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you, and anything you want to share or plug?
Yeah, I'm Zan. I am a game dev and homebrew writer. I am a voiceover actor and hopefully your favorite therapeutic GM. I do cool things in cool places. You can find me most of them at Insanity TTRPG. I'm not doing too much at the moment, but I would love to. If you're doing something and are looking for voice work or looking for cast or looking for really anything, I'm going to be able to have time for the next year, and then everything's going to get a little bit too busy. So I'm trying to get as much good fun stuff in right now as I can. So yeah, if you're looking to do anything, let me know, and then maybe I'll be found wherever everyone else is. And then when it comes to my favorite part tonight, it was, I called it 10 minutes into the episode, the discourse on tense. current tense, past tense, future tense. I'm here for all of the tense. It's perfect. The situation is tense and I'm living for it. I'm excited to see if this will actually become a meme, or if I'm excited to see where this is going to go. Yeah, that's all my stuff. I'm not actively anywhere else at the moment, but you should keep your eyes peeled on the Faustian Nonsense podcast network as well. I'm in a show that's going to be coming out on there real soon. We just finished editing like up to the halfway point for it, and it's going to be great.
Awesome. Next, let's hop over to Par. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
Favorite part for Ben and Othia, I really liked their conversation. Thought it was, great. I thought it was a lot of fun towards the end of a session there. Varen, I was kind of messing with Varen early on in the episode where I just said I trust Varen, but I think it was a rather funny moment there, and just Varen and Ileana fighting back and forth over, does Varen actually know where he's going? Are we there yet? Do we know? But we are competent this time around, so we did. Marosha, I do like the character building at the start. I did miss the first couple of minutes, but it seemed like an amusing segment there that I did miss. And I love the Mouse King from our GM, Andy. So much fun. You can find me on Twitter at Mr. Par4E and at Par Professional. You can find me on Twitch at Mr. Par. You can also find me on YouTube at Mr. Par. I actually got the @ for that, which is, apparently now they do handles on YouTube. So there's that. And you'll see me here next week. Well, potentially next week with this lovely cast for this fun story we're telling together. Can't live without my Tuesdays now. So I'll see you.
Awesome. M, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
Favorite part? That character reveal with Ileana at the end. I love that. I obviously it's like, okay, see, with the whole alleged thief self-sword, it's like there's secrets there. Was not expecting a secret quite that big. And just the whole interaction was really well done, really, and words really neat to listen in on. Also, at the very beginning, I'm gonna second Grin's tent vendetta. And Baron's apparent intense confusion at all of the compliments. I'm Emily. You can find me at Timberdoodles on Twitter. I'm a digital artist and I complain a lot. And I will be back here next week. I'm excited.
All right. Then we got Ian. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? And anything you want to share or plug?
Man. I don't know. This was fun, especially like being off for 2 weeks and then coming back. Had a great time. Definitely the reveal for Ileana and her character, and that whole banter between the two sisters. I thought that was awesome. I also did really enjoy the compliment session to Varen. And everybody just kind of like unequivocally just like came in and was just like, yeah, you're great. And he's like, what's happening? That was wonderful. I also love Millie. I don't know. I do know why, but like, it's also kind of like, I don't know why, but I was just like, yeah, I want to see more of this person. Like there's something there. Like that bartender's got some stuff. And honestly, this combination of sweater background thing you got going on, Andy, it's beautiful. I hope somebody screenshot it so we can just have it and put that as my desktop background. But yeah, so of course, you guys, I'm Ian. You can find me on all social medias at your boy Big. That's YABOIBIG. And yeah, of course, I'm here on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, We're running into the last little bit of the Icewind Dale campaign on Magic RPG. And of course, if you follow me on my socials, you'll see where I'm like kind of like hobnobbing next. Guest starring in or guest appearance in streams and games and stuff. Also, you'll start to see some of my little clips and snippets of some of my voice acting things that I've been doing recently here. Got some stuff published and coming out. So super excited about that. So, yeah.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Next we've got Anna. Favorite part, where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
I did very much enjoy the sister banter. That was a lot of fun. But the singular moment that stood out to me was the delivery of Varahin's message from Brother Ox. Just how blunt it was and not very informative and just matter of fact. Very much enjoyed that.
Therein
yeah.
lies the essence of Varen, really.
Yeah. The delivery. You knock the delivery out of the park every time.
Matter of fact, very few details.
Mhm. Usually confusing or threatening.
Yeah.
But very true.
Wait, I prefer Threadmantic.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Mantic, I'm writing that down.
But yeah. I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny most places on the internet. I'm a trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer and podcaster. If any of that sounds interesting, you can find me on Twitter at Archival Dust Bun. I stream all over the place. Monday nights you can find me over on Weave the Tale for Pine Pass Quest. We have one episode left. We just finished up our Evil campaign. I was one of 2 survivors of a near TPK, and went off on my own. Now we go back to our good party to find out where they are and what they've been doing for the last year and a half. Should be a lot of fun. Tuesday nights, of course, you can find me here. Friday nights, this Thursday is the third Thursday, so it is our monthly Ryutama game over on the Ballad of the Seven Dice, the Timeless Journey. I play a young merchant just trying to find her place in the world. It's very Kiki's delivery service style, her adventure arc. Very much, it's worth checking out. We do a lot of things with NPC art and throwing stuff up on the screen and drawing on the screen and audience participation. There's polls, the audience votes for things, it names characters, and it's just a lot of fun, very high energy. That's every third Thursday, including this Thursday. Friday night, you can find me over on Girls Run These Worlds at 8 p.m. Eastern for Dead Man's Switch, our Starfinder campaign. We are a former adventuring party who just found out that our former captain has been murdered, and we are coming back together and uncovering the details of that murder and finding that it closely links in with our last mission that went catastrophically wrong. Really great cast of characters there. I play Decimar Mystic, so a giant psychic butterfly, who is very deadpan and has some pretty great lines. This Sunday, you can find me over on Thorny Dryad's channel for U-Force Inheritance, our Masks actual play. It's normally the first Sunday of every month, but this month it is this Sunday. I play a protege who carries far too much responsibility on her shoulders. Every other Saturday, you can find me over on Dexar 19's channel for Dragon Riders of Aome, our quest actual play, following our Dragon Rider trainees and their dragons as we head down to the surface for the first time to investigate some strange things going on. It's equal parts wholesome and action-packed. Dax made me cry last episode, so it's definitely worth checking out. And of course, if sci-fi or podcasts are more your thing, you can find me on Response Team Omnicron, a Lancer actual play podcast following a PR team who unexpectedly ends up on the front lines of a brewing conflict. We just passed our 1-year birthday, so we have a whole year of giant narrative-first mech battles, roleplay focused characters, sci-fi feels. We've been described as if Battlestar Galactica had its own red versus blue, so if any of that sounds interesting, find us over on Twitter at RT Omnicron and anywhere you normally get your podcasts. And keep an eye on my Twitter for a number of upcoming projects that I can't talk about, but I'm very excited about.
Awesome. And that just leaves me, my favorite part. I have a couple. So One is the look on everyone's face when I did the Sound of Music joke. Just seeing that the realization of what I just did, everybody's face was priceless on that. I was like, this is the cheesiest thing ever, but I'm glad everybody enjoyed it. Definitely Ileana's character reveal thing. That all was really, really cool. And then anytime I can have my characters show a level of being neurospicy is always wonderful. So the fact that Ben and Othi ended up with 2 conversations simultaneously was just chef's kiss. But the whole thing was great. I had a lot of fun. Also, I second the we should have like another backer perk be that they just get a picture of Andy with that background and that sweater, because it's perfect.
It's so good.
See, so yeah, that was it for that. Other things to share or plug and where you can find me. Let's see, you can find me Saturday at 3 p.m. Mountain Time for Animus Absentus. We are moving into some like end game story arc stuff, so it's definitely a really good time to watch. And then speaking of Animus, you can also find a really cool short story over on my Coffee that shows some things that have been happening sort of off camera. So it is canon in the story. It's things that will be revealed to the player characters in the future. But things that would be a bit too much exposition for streaming. So it's a really cool short story. I'm pretty proud of it. You can check that out over on the Coffee. Other things to share or plug. I am still doing private games. I don't think I have any pre-scheduled at the moment. But you can go to my profile on Start Playing Games. It's just Start Playing Games, or startplaying.games. And I think it's /GM/Raven. But I have a few modules just already made up over there that you can request, or you can request a custom game, and I can put one together for you. I just ran one on what day was that? Sunday. Ran one on Sunday, and it was a lot of fun. So definitely check that out. Other things to share or plug is the backer page for this show. So if you're enjoying the show and you would like to support all of the cast here, there is a it's in my Coffee store. There's a page, there's a link there in chat that you can go to directly help fund that, and there's some really cool perks for different levels of donations. So definitely go check that out. Also, another fun thing to check out is the Children and Champions of the Fae supplement for D&D 5th edition. They're not a sponsor, but we are using that supplement quite a bit in this campaign, so definitely go check that out. It's a really cool little module with different ancestries and subclasses and things like that. And then speaking of sponsors, there we go. Fundamental RPG. It's a simple D20 system. It's not tied to a genre, so you can use it to play any style of game that you like, from high fantasy to sci-fi and everything in between. The physical copies look like this, and they've got a lot of really cool art in it. Like that. So lots of art throughout the book, and it's a really cool system. You can pick up the physical copies on Amazon. There's a link there in chat, or you can pick up the PDF at my coffee shop. There's also a free quick play guide, so if you just want to try out the core mechanics a bit and see how that works, there is a free PDF that you can get at that as well. And I think that is everything. So we're going to go on a raid. We're going to go raid Nerdsmith. They're a really cool group. Definitely give them a follow if you're not doing so already. And then I will see you all on Saturday. Bye, everybody.